Gentleman's time's expired. Chair recognizes the Chairman of the Energy and Air Quality Committee, Mr. Whitfield, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, and I also want to thank you all for appearing here today, and also thank you for the hard work that you've put forward in coming up with some suggestions for the U.S. Congress. I must say to you, and certainly none of this is your fault, but I was reading the testimony of Mr. Statz, who's the Schatz, President of Citizens Against Government Waste. And in his testimony, he says the Yucca Mountain project owes its ultimate demise to years of delays, manipulation, and obstructionism by Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and the exigencies of election year politics. I, for one, I'm not going to really have much of a question, but I, for one, think the American people would be in an uproar of rage if they knew all the facts surrounding what has happened since 1983, when the Nuclear Waste Policy Act was signed by President Reagan. In 1987, DOE conducted studies of 9 potential repository sites. Congress selected Yucca Mountain soon after that. In 2002, following an extensive evaluation of the site by DOE and its national laboratories, the Secretary of Energy determined Yucca Mountain was suitable for repository development and recommended that the President approve the site. The President did approve the site. The Congress approved the site. And on June the 3rd, 2008, after additional scientific and engineering studies on development and design, DOE submitted a license application to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission seeking construction authority for the repository. The NRC docketed the license application in September 2008 and directed the body to conduct a review within 4 years, looking at all of this in preparation to issue a license to construct. And before that 4 years was up, Secretary Chu filed a motion with the NRC's Construction Authorization Board to withdraw the license application. And then the board denied the DOE's motion to withdraw the application. And then Chairman Jasko delayed, and so the whole thing has just fallen apart. And Congressman Hamilton, I mean, you made the comment, this is a serious failure. I think it is one of the most significant failures of American policy on an energy issue ever. You also said that it damaged American standing in the world, and I agree with that completely. And then when you look on top of that, that we spent $15 billion on this site. The Department of Justice spent $188 million in legal fees when some of the 104 nuclear power plants filed the lawsuits because the government could not meet its contractual obligation to take possession of the material. And now DOE is saying, well, the ultimate liability legally may be $20 billion, but some of the people in the energy field, in the nuclear energy field, say the ultimate liability may be $50 billion. So I think the American people have every right to be totally upset and irate about what has happened in this instance, which is clearly shows as pure politics by the President, by the Secretary of Energy, by Mr. Jasko, and by Senator Harry Reid. And I hope, I agree with the Chairman Shimkus, I hope that we can, since you all were not asked to look at Yucca Mountain or render any opinion on Yucca Mountain, I hope that there's some way we can continue at Yucca Mountain myself, because it would be a vast waste of human resources, financial resources, if we cannot do it. But having said that, I just want to thank you all for this report to the Secretary of Energy. It's quite comprehensive, but I, for one, feel like it's a travesty that we find ourselves in this situation today. And I yield back my 5 seconds.
The chair appreciates the gentleman's question, and and now I'd like to recognize